Feminism, when feminism arose in the 1960s, it was different for women of every kind, because women had never thought of themselves, these white women, as a particularly disadvantaged group. As far as black women were concerned, the overlap between the women's movement and the civil rights movement caused some confusion. Black people were trying to get their arms around what it meant to bring change in this country, and here come a large group, a much larger group, who are not necessarily black, in fact were white, who are trying to do the same thing. And it really took some leadership on the part of some black women, and they ought to be understood, who understood they were both black and women.
At the same time.
People like Shirley Chisholm.
That was the name coming to my
Like
head.
Dorothy
Yeah.
Height. It took that kind of leadership to engage this community, this confusion, to understand this confusion, to deal with this confusion within the community. You know, I'm proud, although I was not in Congress at the time, that the Congressional Black Caucus was among the first to understand. Shirley Chisholm helped them along, to understand you had to speak for black women and for women.
Yeah, that's what I was
most
going to
others
ask you.
did.
Sorry, pardon me, but did that twain ever meet? The
what?
black feminists and the white feminists?
Of course they met, but it was very difficult. Look, again, when a straight out civil rights activist and a leader of the women's movement like Gloria Steinem, this gorgeous white woman, comes forward and talks about feminism, she is still the very best. But it is very hard for black women to identify with her initially. So what you got to do is to separate out the beginnings, late 60s, two huge, the most important movements in the 20th century arise at the same time, and then they say, you all sort it out. It took real leadership for that sorting out to occur.